Hey there guys, welcome to my new channel, Totally Rad Reselling. My name is Drew and I'm a part-time reseller based in Essex in the UK. Not going to bore you with the story of how I got into this. That will be another video where I'll go in depth into how I started reselling. But basically I started during lockdown, furlough, selling some of my collection of Funko Pops video games and stuff. And then by watching YouTube to try and get tips to how to sell this stuff on eBay, I found reselling videos, and when I finished selling stuff from my collection, from my own personal stuff, I then found my way to reselling. So anyway, I thought rather than just go straight in with a who am I, blah 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 video, I would start with just some really cool stuff that I found in the last few weeks. So yes, basically things I really like to try and resell or find in charity shops, boot sales and other places are football shirts. Love finding football shirts. Trainers. I love selling trainers. These things are not necessarily stuff that I've been collecting in the past. Football shirts was one thing that I did collect as a teenager through to my sort of 20s, and then I sort of fell out of watching football and buying shirts, and I gave all my shirts to charity, which, you know, some reseller somewhere else probably benefited from my entire childhood collection. It makes me feel a bit sick to think about that at the moment, but I still kept a few of them which I sold from my collection at the end of lockdown. So football shirts is one thing I would love to find in a charity shop. Trainers, not ever massive into trainers. The only trainers I used to wear were Vans, so in terms of my knowledge of trainers, that was somewhat limited, but I've been learning along the way of my reselling journey. Now I've only been reselling for a few months. Like I say, most of the stuff I've been selling over the last sort of course of a year on eBay was from my own collection with my own stuff. So the actual reselling I've only been doing for a few months, and I think so far I'm doing okay. There's other YouTubers out there you can watch, you'll learn probably more from with their wealth of experience and knowledge, but I thought it might be nice for people to have a bit of a difference on my channel, is that you're watching someone that's pretty new, and you know, you can come along with me as I learn, and some of the stuff that I show you I will not be massively familiar with from experience, so it'll be good for you to learn along with me. Anyway, right, so let's get into it. So the haul of stuff. So in a charity shop near to me, about a month ago, I walked in there. It's generally an expensive one. It's a boutique type one, but you do find good stuff. So sometimes you can pay up for some quality stuff, and you'll obviously get more for that rather than buying like real cheap and getting a bit for it. So I always put my head in this one, and as I went in, I noticed a rack with some Man United shirts on. So I grabbed like literally two of them that I thought looked half decent, and held them in my arms while I started looking up prices and whatnot. Now it turns out that the ones that I was actually looking at were great. All of them were marked at £15 each. Then the woman came out and saw me with the two or three in my hand and said, "Oh, I've got loads at the back here. I've literally had a whole collection brought in. Do you want to have a look at them?" So I said, "Of course, yeah, I'll have a look." At the time, I'm thinking if they're all £15, I'm probably going to buy any of them. Really, football shirts for reselling, I'd like to pay £5. Maybe a little bit more here or there, depends on the shirt. But the ones that I saw initially, I wasn't thinking £15 I was going to pay for. But the ones she brought out, she brought literally, it must have been about 30 shirts. Put them all on this rack at the back of the shop. Let me go through them, and I found some absolute gems. Now I'm going to start off with the first one. We'll start off with the least impressive. So this one here is, I believe, 2007, 2008 season. It's Nike, and on the back, Tevez. This one is a 3XL. So these are all really big shirts, which could be good in my favour. I've seen on the back there's a tiny little hole here. I don't think that'll affect resale too much. Football shirts, sometimes people can forgive these sort of blemishes, especially for the older shirts. But this one, I think conservatively at least £40 to £50, but I have seen some listed up to 80. It all depends often on a player, and having a player's name can help. If someone really liked that player or is collecting various shirts from various players throughout the years, that can help. So conservatively 40 to 50, possibly more. Right, sticking on the theme of least impressive. So, that day I bought 4 shirts. Yeah, I bought 4 shirts for £60. £15 each. Now, over the next few weeks I've gone back into that shop, as I always do, sort of maybe once a week. Seen a few of the shirts were still lingering around, some of the newer ones were lingering around, because they're never going to get £15 for them. And one day I went in, literally I think maybe only a week ago, and I just looked at them again, as I do, just to see if there's anything different, and I saw that some of them were marked down. So, 2 of the shirts that I looked at on the first day, I wasn't willing to pay £15 for, but they were marked down to £7.50. So first one is this. It's the 2015, I think, home shirt. Chevrolet, Adidas, on the back, Schweinsteiger. So this is at the point where Man U aren't doing very well, so this might not be very sought after. But Schweinsteiger, interesting player, good player. As you can see there, £7.50 it was marked down at, so I didn't pay the full 15. Because when I was looking at this originally, it was really selling somewhere around the 30 sort of pound mark, and there were a few with Schweinsteiger on. Now this one is a 4XL, so that could help. But yeah, conservatively we're going to say £30. Potentially, maybe a little bit more we could push out for it with the size. I'm not sure. Right, next one, we've got an even more sort of up-to-date shirt. This is 2000, I believe, 2018, I think, 3rd shirt. I'm not a Man United fan. I'm not up to date with the shirts in sort of the more modern era, so forgive me if I make any mistakes. This one also is a 4XL, and we've got Wan-Bissaka on the back. Now I think particularly this season, when I've looked it up, he done quite well, so he was quite a popular player then. I'm not entirely sure now. I do like the pattern on this shirt. It's kind of almost like I don't know, smoke, or is it? I don't know. But it's a weird pattern on it. Again, this one I'm not so sure about at the minute. I need to do a bit more research, but conservatively, again, I would say probably £30 at least, maybe a bit more. Okay, so going back to the original time I went in there, so I picked up 4 shirts that day, showing you the Tevez one. Now this one I paid £15 for. I somewhat potentially regret it, but it was kind of on the day, it was like I need to get this now because it's not going to be here for long kind of scenario. Now with this one and the next couple, these Adidas ones, the newer ones, they don't have tags in the back. They have the printed labels and whatnot. With these ones, the tags have been removed. So this is where it gets a bit sticky for me in terms of reselling, because on eBay, anything that's deemed fake or whatnot, you can't do it. You can't sell fakes. So if you do sell fakes by mistake, you're at risk of having your whole account taken down. So these ones don't have tags in. Now the next 2 I'm going to show you, I'm 99% certain these are legit. This one, I'm not saying it's not legit, but I think it's potentially one of those official remakes. So basically, back in the 90s, very early 90s, so 1991, before that in the 80s, Man United were supplied by Adidas, their kit supplier. So this is a 1990, 91 European, well, it's an away shirt. It's the European one because there's no sponsor. They would have had a sponsor on it. They wore this during the European Cup Winners' Cup, I believe, which they won in 1991, and it even says that under the badge there. Now the badge, I'll see if you can see it a bit better. It is a sort of, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a puffy sort of material. Now, because now Adidas supply their kits again now in the more modern era, I think this could be sort of like the replica shirts, and I've seen Adidas do this with a few. They've done it for Arsenal as well. So I don't know. The tags have been removed. I don't know what size it is. Size-wise, I can just measure it. It's not a problem. For me, it is the issue of legitimacy. Now, if I sell this as the retro remake, £30. So my money's doubled. It's not the end of the world, but you know, I might not have thought I'd bother doing that really. But if it's the real one, and to me the material just looks a bit too new for me. Then if it's the official one, then you're looking in the hundreds, maybe even as far as 200 for this one. But I don't think it is. I've got to do some more research. I'm taking my time with this one. I've got a few friends that are Man United fans, so you know I'm going to take my time with that one. £15 paid. If it's 30, not the end of the world, but could be a lot more. I had to take the risk that day. I didn't have time to keep researching it, so I just had to go. I just got it. I thought worst case scenario, my money's safe and I'll get it back. Right, this is one of the first ones I found, and this is an iconic shirt. I think a lot of people will recognise this straight off the bat. So this is an Umbro away shirt. I believe it was 1993 to 95 they wore this one. I know because a lot of my friends back at school had this one. It's really definitely an iconic one. Now, again, I paid £15. They were all sold as £15. This one says vintage sold as seen. Now, when you see sold as seen on a tag, you should always worry in a charity shop. There's always probably something wrong with it. Now, with this one, I don't know if you'll be able to see this on the camera, but the material I can tell is a bit more worn. There's like a printed badge type thing on the bottom here, which is well worn. This is very sort of got lots of dark and fluff on it where it's got stuck to it. There's plucks on it. There's all kinds of, you know, condition wise, there's all kinds of plucks. Now the plucks, they're never necessarily a good thing, plucks, but at least it shows the age for me. You can also see where the tag's been cut out quite roughly. So you're pretty sure that's not, I don't know, I say pretty sure it's not fake. I'm just pretty certain it isn't. I think I've had a Score Draw version of this. Score Draw are like an official remake, company make replicas. The badge here as well is quite bobbly. It just shows age. So this one I'm absolutely really certain that this is real. So I would suggest, I mean, condition wise there's some bobbling, some rough bits on some of the fabric. Don't know if that'll make a massive difference, but really a genuine version of this is 100% 150-ish, give or take, depending on condition. Now there's nothing on the back of this one, no name or number. Name and number would help it, but not the end of the world. I will conservatively say that's going to sell for at least £100. I've sold Newcastle shirts. Newcastle, by the way, is the team I support. We won't get into why in Essex, someone in Essex supports Newcastle, but anyway. I've sold Newcastle shirts from around this era, maybe about 95, 96, and I got £150, £100 for some of my Newcastle shirts from my collection. So I'm pretty certain with that. Now they were obviously United were winning the league back then. They were top dogs then. So these are going to be great for any kind of Man United fan. Now the creme de la creme of that haul. I was absolutely chuffed to bits to find this. Again, no tag, but we've got the 1992 to 94 Man United home shirt. Now, again, paid £15, sold as seen. Tag's been removed. You can see where the tag's been removed, so it was there. This one, again, you can just tell by looking at it, this is the genuine thing. There's plucks and little bits of imperfections, but I don't think that really is going to matter. The collar, it's not dirty, but it's not exactly white, but it doesn't look dirty either. Now what sets this one apart is it has the embroidering underneath the badge. Premier League champions, 1992-93. Now I'm pretty sure that was the first Premier League season, and they won it. And United hadn't won the league for a long time, I believe, up to that point. It's got this like this sort of thing here you tie up on the front. Here's got a bit of sort of, it's a little bit pink around the lettering. It's obviously with the colouring sort of gone into it and whatnot. Again, it just sort of confirms to me that this is absolutely genuine. And another massive bonus on this one, the Premier League patches. Now they're not like the Premier League patches you get nowadays. These ones are fully embroidered Premier League patches, 1992-93 champions, gold lion on there. And if you think that isn't good enough, then on the back we've got Gigs 11. Now that for me is an absolutely amazing find. Now this shirt alone, out of all of those ones that I've actually bought, this one, I mean, I've seen them, I've done my research, I've seen them, they've sold for around 200 or more, 250. At the minute, ones that are listed are kind of around 100 to 150, but a lot of them haven't got these patches, don't have the embroidery, and don't have a name and number on the back. Now with all these things on it, even though the name and numbering's got a little bit of sort of stainage there, and the thing is, I don't want to wash this, I don't want to touch it, I don't want to do anything to it. Even with those, even with the pinking on the few plucks here or there, and the staining on there, I am going to fully list this for £250 and see where it goes. Absolutely phenomenal finds. So that's my first video, guys. I hope you enjoyed seeing those Man United shirts. So football shirts is definitely something to look out for in charity shops. Quite often, charity shops around near me, some of them price stuff up, but I genuinely find football shirts are for around £5. None as impressive as some of these shirts, but they are out there, and when I do find them, I generally always pick up a football shirt for around £5, regardless of, I don't even look at what they're worth. You know, sometimes even the more obscure ones, I will just buy them. Australia shirts, like the national team. England shirts are a bit hit and miss. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not so good. Definitely helps when they've been playing or when there's a tournament on. England shirts are great. But yeah, football shirts definitely something to look out for. So yeah, thanks for joining me in my first video, guys. I really hope you did enjoy this. Going forwards, I'm hopefully going to do some actually out and about sort of charity shop footage or other things like boot sales. I do like to go to vintage clothing fairs as well, stuff like that. Initially my first video was going to be a vintage clothing fair, but the video was way too long and I had problems transferring it and editing it and whatnot, so I won't bore you with that story. But yeah, this is the first video, and I hope it was a good video to start off with. So hopefully you'll join me in the next video. If you did enjoy this video, it would be great if you could give the video a like. If you want to leave some comments or any feedback on the first video, please put a comment down below and let me know what you thought of football shirts. And if you want to see more content from me, please subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell to be notified when I do upload a new video. And hopefully you'll want to follow me along for the ride with reselling. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully we'll see you in the next video.